Dark, isn't it? What's happening? Good evening. It's been a fucking long time since I've sat here. How we doing, everyone? No comments. 2 people in, 3 people in. That should jump in a minute. Hopefully. It would have done back in the day. What's going on? 4 people in. Cool, this is slow. Give me 10. There's 7. Let's jump 3. As usual, we will wait for a few people to join and then we will crack on with this show that's been requested by a few people. Someone inboxed me on Instagram and said, yeah, they're all right, them Lions Lounge lockdown videos, but can we have just an update on the season? So this is that. Hello, how are you? I haven't got my bins on. Maybe I should put those on. Oh, there we go. That's better. I thought the camera was blurry, but it was just my eyesight. Lee Roberts, hurry up. Hang on, let's give a few people a time to get involved. Jake Turner, afternoon. Neil KP, Sean Devine, William Hollis. Daniel says, I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's starting to fill up now. 30 people in. I feel a little bit nervous. I haven't done this for a while. Can you see me okay? Can you hear me okay? You should be able to. Yes, by the way, I've got no beard. Let's just get that out of the way before people start having a meltdown. Some people really have meltdowns over my beards and what glasses I wear. Joe O'Mara, the man like, is in. Billy Slack. Neil KP says, I look younger. Yeah, I've been off the booze. I've been drinking this shit. Never had it before. What's it like? Water. And I've been walking in shit. But also, yeah, I've shaved my beard. So I can't claim to have lost weight just for shaving my beard off. But I am having a go 10 weeks into lockdown. Is it 10 weeks? Sean Devine. Yeah, I'm good, mate. William Hollis says, Millwall were back training, weren't they? Right. Let's get back into the swing of things in. Just for old time's sake. Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of our other sponsors. If you are going to do a bit of business in 2020, then please keep it in the Millwall family and check out all of those sponsors' website links in the description below at the end of the video as we are live. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're watching this and wherever you may be watching this. The 6th of March, 2020, Nottingham, Friday night, Nottingham Forest 0, Matt Smith hat-trick, Millwall 3. It has been 80 days today since we last played a game of fucking football, and it is killing me. But listen, I'm here to tell you some good news. Don't take my word for this. Well, do take my word for this because I'm telling you, but don't hold me to it. I'm not saying it as facts. I'm saying it as I'm quietly confident that the players will return to training tomorrow in small groups of 4 and 5, as it is safe to do so. And all being good, we should start playing games again before the end of June. That's a rumour that I'm hearing, seeing on other Mill outlets, Mill history on Facebook. You can quote them on it instead of me. But yeah, football's on its way back, boys and girls, and that's why I thought now would be a good time to get back into the swing of things with a live stream. I've missed doing them. I've been so into the lockdown interviews that what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say then. I've been so into the lockdown interviews that I've not really spoke to the camera because there's not too much to say. There is a lot of people guessing, a lot of people speculating, a lot of people saying, I'm telling you, this is what's happening. And I didn't want to comment or speculate because I had absolutely no fucking idea, as did many others didn't. So I'm quietly confident. Well, in fact, I know the players are going back to training tomorrow. So the players will be in training tomorrow in groups of 4 and 5s. And all being good, we can follow the Bundesliga's lead and football can return just by being safe and doing what we need to do. We're nearly through the other end of it now, aren't we? We're nearly through the other side of it, surely. Surely we need some football back. 1,000,000% the season will get finished behind closed doors. How do you feel about that in the comments, just quickly? Because I miss it. I want it back. I don't want to get promoted at Wembley because our form, again, that'll be another thing out the window. So we currently sit 8th in the table. I had to check that today. I had to check where we are in the Championship table. We currently sit 8th. Bristol City 7th. Preston hold the remaining, the final plus spot in 6th, and we're 2 points behind them. Obviously, we beat them not recently, but last time we played recently. And in 5th place is Nottingham Forest. So it's well within our reach. Would you rather not bother with it, or would you rather go back to it and get promoted at Wembley behind closed doors? It will be absolute chaos if that did happen, because I don't want to say our fans are nightmares, but any fan of any football club, if your club gets to Wembley, you're not going to get in. But how tempting would it be just to try and get up there and just do whatever you could? So, football without fans is fucked, says Bexy Boy. They held that comment for review, mate. But for those saying it was never going to finish, listen, it was going to finish. It was always going to finish. It's 9 games. If it was 30 games, you might go, all right, we'll just scrap this season and just start the next one. Or start next, miss a season and start from 30 games in. 9 games, it's always going to happen. It was always going to happen. It had to happen. And not because it's football and we need football, because obviously the safety of the players and the staff have to come first. But from as low level as what I do, I owe my sponsors, good evening to you, if any of you are watching, I owe you 9 pre-match predictions. I owe you 9 post-match analysis. So from the bottom of the ladder like I am, oh shit, I've got a pen in my pocket and it's emptied. And it's a purple marker. That's for later, anyway. But bollocks. Never mind. Sorry, what was I saying? So yeah, I owe people sponsorship. I owe 9 games. I owe Elton Terrace 9 full-time reactions. I owe all the other sponsors I've got pre-match predictions, post-match analysis. So working your way out from the bottom, which is where I am. Think of the players that have got boot endorsements, shirt sponsors, stadium sponsors. It has to finish. It had to finish one way or the other, and it definitely will finish. This season will finish behind closed doors. There's no point debating saying, is it a good thing, isn't it a good thing? Which I just say in the comments. But John McKenna says, draw that beard back on with the pen. It's purple, John. Otherwise, I would. It's one of Fraser's, one of my youngest son's felt tip pens. So yeah, listen, it's going to end. It's going to end behind closed doors. There is nothing that we can do or say about that. That is a fact. That is happening. So the only other thing that I can think to say is, where does this leave us players-wise? Jason Malumbi, Ryan Woods, Mason Bennett. It's been so long, I couldn't even tell you some of our results now from this season. So I think the option will be in place for us to extend the contracts of those players who are all still under contract at their parent clubs, I believe, other than maybe Mason Bennett. Let's be honest, I love Mason Bennett for Millwall. I think he's going to be a very good player for us. He's powerful, he's direct with his running, and he showed just flashes of what he's got, because I still didn't think he was match fit, even at Nottingham Forest when he was brilliant and played a hand in a couple of the goals. He's got no future at Derby now. The video come out whether people saw it or not, but he's got no future at Derby. So I'm hoping we'll get Mason Bennett on a permanent on the cheap, and I think his contract might be up at Derby. So if we can get him up for a 0, because I believe he's over 24 now and we don't have to pay any compensation, that'd be handy. But other than that, I think we might keep Malumbi and we might keep Ryan Woods for the remainder of whatever the season is. I think that'll work. Permanent-wise, we knew Malumbi was going back. I was quietly confident that we was going to sign Woods. Now, I'm not so sure, and I think that every single club in every single division will be affected by this transfer-wise, transfer budget-wise. We don't go splashing the cash, obviously, but that's a good thing. Unlike other clubs in our division, like Birmingham, like Hull, like Middlesbrough, like we've seen go up, bounce backwards and forwards of parachute payments, spunk the lot, and end up in dire straits. We're not like that. So, one side of it, that's good. But on the other side, we still would have had John Berylson and the Bull still would have had a budget in mind for the summer for spending. And I think you could see that now go out the window. Going to my Lions Lounge lockdown videos, a lot of that squad said, they got the chance in the first team and that team created what it created due to the club being skint. And I'm not saying our club's skint by any stretch, but we're going to be affected by this financially. And I think next season now, as a result, we might not now sign Ryan Woods. I didn't know we would sign Ryan Woods. I just thought, I think Rowett would like to sign him. I like what he's seen since he's been at the club. I'm sure a lot of people have as well. But I think now that might not happen, especially as I think he's on quite a lot of money at Stoke. So it will be a brilliant opportunity for the likes of Junior Tienza, for the likes of Billy Mitchell, for the likes of George Alexander, James Brown, to maybe start getting well, Billy Mitchell's already involved, but the other two, especially to be in and around the first team. I don't think it's a bad thing, really. I think that's one good thing that could come out of this whole thing is clubs won't go silly, and you could see youth team players across the board in all divisions getting a good chance at playing first team football. The only other, I've made notes, and I don't usually make notes, but I was a bit rusty and I've been making notes for the Lions Lounges. I thought, why not? The only other bit of first team news I've got there for you is obviously our assistant manager, Callum Davidson, was linked last week or the week before with the St Johnstone job. It's not the first job that he's been linked with in Scotland, and I'm sure it won't be the last because we don't hear or see loads of him, but Gary Rowett seems to like him around him, and in Rowett we trust. So Callum Davidson is a Scotsman, really strong accent. I didn't realise that until I heard an interview with him the other day, but at one point, he probably will want to go into management to further his career, and you can't blame him. So let's just hope he stays around for the near future. Gary Rowett has said that he hopes that will happen. And that's that, really. What's everyone saying? What's everyone saying about next season? I've just seen someone saying in the comments, sorry, what's going on with next season? Well, next season's next season. The players have been off for a while. I understand that they've been given training schedules to stick to. Whilst off, they've all been given apps and diets, but there's only so much you can do. Interesting, the Bundesliga went back pretty much straight away. I don't think they was training too much. So it will be interesting to see how match fit you need to be, because obviously you can do all sorts of fitness. Not personally a fitness guru, but from what I hear, you can do all sorts of fitness, but there's nothing like match fitness. So friendlies, etc. Listen, it's making my head spin and me go cross-eyed talking about the possibilities of what could happen. All I can tell you is this: the players are going back to training tomorrow. I know that 100%, and hopefully I'm hearing through the grapevine that games could be starting before the end of June. But 1,000,000%, no one's told me this, but I just know for a fact it's going to be behind closed doors. Let's have it right. Someone's saying about a vaccine. A vaccine they're trying to make it, and it ain't going to be. It's going to be like a year away, so we can't wait for that. Let's go to comments, and then afterwards, thanks to Joe O'Mara, by the way, and the other boys at Lions TV, because I thought what we could do, we could sit here and pick maybe an all-time 11 between us tonight, just for something to do. But we'll get onto that shortly. Let's look at your comments, and that's where the purple pen come in, where it fucking leaks in my pocket. Right, William Hollis. All right, Dan, how you doing? Yeah, good, that one. Yeah, afternoon. I mean, someone's on time lapse. Yeah. Hi, Dan. Update on the season. Not much since it stopped. Chat over. There you go, John. Took the words out of my mouth. But I've give you a little bit of info there, hopefully. And before you know it, we'll be watching. Obviously, the games are all going to be streamed live somehow on iFollow through the club's internet. Fucking internet. I am out of practice. B Line says we don't want to go up. Right. Lee Roberts said, tried watching the German game yesterday. Turned it off after 15 minutes. Soulless with no fans. What game did you watch, though? Because I watched 3 games. That Leipzig were quite a good side, but the last game was awful until the last second. And Schalke, honestly, I think my old Vets team could give Schalke a game. Joe O'Mara says, I think we might struggle behind closed doors. The atmosphere we create on our day acts as the 12th man and carries the team through big moments. Sorry, my glasses keep going a little bit out of focus. Yeah, look, if anyone's going to get affected by no crowd, all clubs will be affected by no crowd, but the club to be most affected, maybe we're being biased, it will be Millwall, won't it? Let's have it right. Yeah, Grant Peterson like that. He says, yeah, we're the 12th man. Yeah, people saying they've been watching the Bundesliga and no atmosphere. There is no atmosphere, and it is different, and it is weird. But I'm thinking that's maybe because it's not our team. There will be obviously a feeling there that the season's going to get finished regardless of whether people want that or not. B Line's not having it. He said, I just do not want to go up. What do I think of? Glenn Williams said to me, what do I think of the Steve Kavanagh update 4 mil supporters that was released today? I haven't seen it, mate. So there you go. I've not been doing my job very well, have I? But I haven't seen it yet. I've actually been for a 5-mile walk today and I can't move at the minute, so could be sitting here for a while. Right, Kevin Fuller, good question. He said, what's going to happen to all the season ticket money paid out? Because obviously, if you have a season ticket like I do, like a few others do, like many others do, we're still owed by the club, I think officially, we've got 9 games left, 4 of them at home. 4 games at what, £20 a ticket or just less. I don't know. We're owed an amount of money by the club. A lot of people have said that they're happy for the club to keep it or give it to the community trust. Yeah, I mean, listen, each to their own. I'm happy to do that. And regardless of what people think, I don't earn a lot of money from Lions TV. But yes, I mean, look, each to their own. Some people might need that money off. You know, it could be a struggle for people to get the money for a season ticket. So that comfort of £100 off next year could be brilliant for them. On the other side of it, you know, people might want to give it to the community trust and pump it back into the club. I hold nothing against the club, obviously, because it's out of their hands. You know, it is what it is. And I would have gone to the games regardless. I'll still get to watch the games, although not at the Den. So I'm not fussed if they keep my money, whatever, or offer it as a discount on a kit for the kids or something. I don't know. But one thing we do fucking want back, we want our Charlton money back, because Charlton away, I think I paid 40 odd quid for mine and Mini-Me's tickets. I also paid for my Barnsley ticket. So I'm not funding Charlton. I'm not funding Barnsley either. So we want our money back for that once the what's it called? Peter Schultz says, keep my money. I've never missed it. You must be Keiko, Pete. Season ticket. No, John McKenna says season ticket holders will get a free pass to iFollow. I think everyone will get a free. Oh no, actually, that's a good point, I suppose, because I suppose you'd have to be sort of a member or something. You can't just walk into the Den for free, can you? So I don't know. That's an interesting one. What will happen? But to be honest with you, I can't really be fucked to speculate on what could or can't happen. What I know for a fact is the players are going back tomorrow. I'm pretty confident games will be on before June, and I'm almost 99% positive that it will end behind closed doors. But other than speculating on other stuff, I don't really want to do it, and I'm not being miserable. I just don't see the point, because we can all speculate as long as we like, but there's no point doing that until we find out some concrete sort of shit. John Nichols says, hi, Dan. Love the Lions Lounges. Thanks, mate. You are welcome. We're back tomorrow with Series 2. Kicked off with Mark Beard. Second up is going to be Jamie Morley. Brian Hong requested me on Facebook the other day. And I accepted it, and then literally didn't even wait. I was like a possessive boyfriend or girlfriend. I just went straight in and went horny any chance. I think it's like Saturday night, 10 o'clock. Lions Lounge lockdown. He come back with, of course, but let me get my hair cut first. So once Brian Horn has had a trim, he's going to get his hair cut, and then he's going to come on Lions Lounge. My bonnet's long. My beard was long. That's why the beard had to go. How are we all coping with this? No barbers, no work, no nothing. Seems to have lifted a bit, didn't it, at a minute? Paul Delapina says, can we make... what's it say? I had Horny on Facebook before you. You probably did. He added me. I don't know. Can we make the playoffs? Yeah, well, listen, of course we can. And I'd have been more confident if we hadn't gone into lockdown of saying we can make the playoffs. Now, obviously, form and everything we've built is out the window, and momentum's a tough one to build. That was another interesting thing, actually, on that subject. I've heard a rumour, right, that it's around £100,000 per club for testing. I didn't hear that from a Millwall source either. From someone else who works in football. I'm hearing it's about £100,000 to get your whole fucking squad tested for coronavirus. So, and then I've heard, where did I see it? I saw it online somewhere on a Millwall outlet that so I just see your comment, Dan. The Millwall were willing to pay for opposition fans, to be tested. I'm like, what the fuck is... So we must be... I don't know whether that was true. I just saw it online. Some of you lot may have seen it. It was definitely an article somewhere online. So if that's true, it's bold. It's very bold from Millwall. But I'm not as confident as I was of us making the playoffs, because obviously momentum's been, stuff has been knocked out of us, isn't it? I was going to say the shit's been knocked out of the stuffing, but that wouldn't have made any sense. I'm a little bit rusty tonight. I haven't done a live show in a very, very long time. Someone said, can you get the technical genius that is Ricky Newman for a Lions Lounge? When I keep posting these on Facebook as well, saying this is the 11 I'm hoping to get, people take that way too seriously. Like, that's just an 11 that came to my head that I wouldn't mind doing. Others could pop up, others could not do it. But I've got some long hair there somewhere. It's tickling my ear roll. And then someone said, you couldn't have Alex Ray. I put the team out to 4-4-2 and I put Alex Ray and Malcolm Allen centre midfield. Someone put back, there's no way in the world those two could play together central midfield when I put my Lions Lounge 90s team I'd like to get. Well, no, they're not going to play any games, mate. It's just an idea that I've had that they're the sort of people I'd like to get on the show. But we've got 3 in the pipeline. I saw someone ask there earlier, Theo Pafitis. One was Theo Pafitis. Theo's son contacted me. I didn't, he was on Twitter. He contacted me and said, I love the Lions Lounge videos. So obviously I've gone back and said, any chance your old man? He said he wants to do it and he will do it, but it is finding a time to do it. And I've got one that's confirmed. I just might as well fold the channel if I get it. But I don't want to keep saying them and they don't come out. Like Mark McGee, I said was happening because I was excited, and then it didn't happen for a few weeks. I started feeling the pressure. But there you go. Joel Green says most improved player this season. Most improved player this season. I think Malumbi's come on a lot. I think Hutchinson's been superb. I think Bart's been brilliant, but they've all been quite good from the start. Like, improving as the season's gone on. Again, my memory's a little bit vague now because it's been so fucking long. But don't know. Good question. Can I come back to you on that one? Obviously, Billy Mitchell's developed well, gotten into the first team, so I'm now scratching my back with the aforementioned leaky purple pen. Right. Joe O'Mara says Williams most improved. We just had a chat about that, Joe, didn't we, on the sorry, I'm just looking at someone else's message there. Wallace has had a brilliant season. Jeb Wallace, of course, had a brilliant season. The best season he's ever had in the Millwall shirt. Funnily enough, I was watching the Wembley game the other day when Steve Morrison scored and put us up. And Jed was a little bit of he was a good winger then, but he wasn't our main man, was he? And when I think he's progressed quite slowly and quite naturally, and I think at times maybe I've been too harsh on Jed because I'm so reliant on him. But I need to remember back to the 2016-2017 season when he actually got through one-on-one at Wembley against Bradford. Clear shot from 8 yards, dragged it wide. No, he ain't going to, in this day and age, he'd be single-handedly running that game for us, wouldn't he? So he has come on a lot, Jeb Wallace, and maybe he's the most improved. Right. On another thing, players I'd like to leave this season, please. If we had to get rid of a few, or we could get rid of a few, who would like to leave in the summer? I'd like to see the back of Ryan Leonard. I think it's Aidan O'Brien's time to move on at the club. He can take John Daly Bavardson with him. Shane Ferguson. That's 4. I thought there's 5th. Don't know, but they're the 4 players I ain't really having, and hopefully they will leave the club. I don't think they will, not all of them. Steve Young says Marlon Romeo was the most Skalak Kushmir. Yeah, well, Kushmir Wolf says Skalak, yeah. But we're lumbered with him, I think. Steve Young says Marlon Romeo most improved. Marlon Romeo's always been a very exciting player, and I think through his excitement of going forward and how good he looks going forward, that sort of did brush over his defensive frailties, shall we say, at times. But I'd agree with that. But he doesn't look any more exciting going forward than he already did. He still looks good, but he shored it up a lot defensively. So I'd agree with that one. Lewis Hardy says Fergie's underrated. Kush Millwall says, I agree with you, Lewis. I don't, boys. I'm sorry. Shane Ferguson could get in League One. Shane Ferguson, I always go back to this point. We was 5-1 down at Peterborough, and we got a corner. Who remembers that? 5-1 down at Peterborough in midweek. I mean, that shows how far we have come the last couple of years, because that was only about 4 years ago. And he got a corner. He didn't want to come over and take it in front of our fans. I don't know. I'm just not having Fergie. I know he's technically good, but he's just not a Millwall player. And he went off the scene because he couldn't get in the team. He was going to leave the club. And through getting angry, through not getting in the team, he sort of come back and starting from the whole game. Obviously, we scored the 2 brilliant goals. Can't take that away from him. He had like a mini revival for about 10 games, but now he's just gone back to a nothing. I put this question to you because I was arguing with my mate the other day. We was arguing about 2 questions. One wasn't a Millwall question; it was an England question. But Joe, if you're still watching, you was like, "All right, boys, calm down. Agree to disagree." Right, so Shane Ferguson and Aidan O'Brien. If you remember, they both sort of used to battle it out for left midfield when we was in League One, and I preferred Aidan because he scored goals. But if you could erase tomorrow from Millwall's history, either Shane Ferguson or Aidan O'Brien, who would you erase from the history? Who's had more of an impact? If they both left the club tomorrow, who would you look back on and go, he's had more of an impact at the club out of Aidan O'Brien and Shane Ferguson? Who would you say? Because I know what I say. No one's saying anything in a fucking minute. I don't want to give my answer and sort of sway you. Whoa. Hang on. So who's if no so sorry I might have said the question wrong because everyone's saying O'Brien. Oh, some people saying O'Brien over Shane. If you had to get rid of one of them, so basically the last 4 years at the club, whatever both of those did at the last 4 years at the club didn't exist. Don't think about going forward. Think back. Who's had a better impact on the club over the last 4 years? It's Aidan O'Brien. It's Aidan O'Brien all day long. Aidan O'Brien has scored so many goals in League One, won us games, and Fergie hasn't done anything. But there you go. That's a little personal duel that me and my mate were having. Along with, I said that for England, Alan Shearer was a better goal scorer than Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney, better player, absolutely no question about that. Very talented, but for England, Rooney never did it on the big stage, and Alan Shearer always did. And that's all I'm going to say about that, John O'Mara. You ain't got your own show, so you can't argue back. Right. Let's move on to this, a little game. Just to, cush me all. You said Aidan O'Brien goes missing too much, but look at the last 4 years, the amount of goals. Aidan O'Brien scored 15 goals a season from right midfield. Left midfield. Shane Ferguson didn't. Yeah, good in depth for the club. He's good to have as a look. Shane Ferguson can't get in front of someone who's not a left back. He can't get in front of Murray Wallace. So for me, I would rather have what Aidan O'Brien's done for the club for the last 4 years than Ferguson. Ferguson's been a backup player and a bit part player at best. Aidan O'Brien's won us football matches, scored very important goals, scored lots of goals, played out of position. Surely you'd rather take what Aidan's done for the club over the last 4 years than Fergie. I'm getting angry. Right, okay. So let's get on to this, right? Let's talk about this now. Let's do a Millwall all-time 11. I've done a couple of videos of this before. I've had a little bash here and there at doing videos. So that come out fucking wrong. Right. So I'm going to say at the beginning because sometimes people don't listen to what I'm saying. So please listen to what I'm saying. In my lifetime, so if you're older than me, you've got to start from when I started watching Millwall. Now, I was born in 1980, unfortunately. I first went Millwall in 1985. So I'm going to build an all-time 11. I'm going to give you options for each position. And we're going to write the team out on this bit of paper. And I've made a list of players here with the purple pen. Right. I've got 4 goalkeepers. I was going to have 3 in each position, but there's 4 goalkeepers. I couldn't decide. So I've gone for 4. Then there's 3 left backs, 3 right backs, 6 centre backs, obviously because it's 2 positions. 3 left midfields, 3 right midfields, 6 centre midfielders, obviously, because there's central, there's 2 positions. And there's about 7 or 8 strikers. It's from when I started watching Millwall. So I started watching Millwall in 1985. So there's no Barry Kitchener. There's no Brian King. There's no Harry Cripps. There's no Alan Dorney. There's no Anton Alawalski. There's no Derek Posse. I know these people were legends of the club and I fully respect that and love looking back on the times that they were there. But I never saw them play. So if you saw them play, brilliant. But we're going to build a team. We're going to build a team from 1985 onwards. And I'm going to give you the options and then we're going to build a team. We'll go to the vote and whoever gets the most votes makes the all-time 11. If you think there's a player in the position that's not in there, it should be, again, feel free to put that in the comments as well. Right, so our all-time 11 is goalkeepers. Your choice of 4 goalkeepers. Again, from my lifetime of watching Millwall, Brian King, apparently best goalkeeper ever played for Millwall, but I never saw him play, so he can't be in it, unfortunately. Choice of goalkeepers, you got Casey Keller, Brian Horn, Tony Warner, and David Ford. I couldn't narrow it down to 3. I'll tell you what, you could even throw Bolkowski in there, couldn't you? Right, and I'll throw Bart in and all, but just for the argument's sake. So there you go. There are your options for a goalkeeper. Vote. Keller, Horn, Warner, Ford, or Bolkowski. You can't really have Bart. As good as Bart's beginning. Oh, fuck me, it's close here. Andrew Eager. I saw a photo of him pop up somewhere the other day, Andrew Eager. Danny Kirioku is going for... Danny Curtis is going for Keller. Billy Slack, Ford. Lewis Hardy, Ford. Billy Slack's gone Ford again. Just vote once, please. Joe O'Mara, Keller. Cush, Millwall's gone Keller. Thomas Smith, Keller or Ford. Warner, Keller. It could be that big, juicy American Vermullet, couldn't it? It's looking like Archer in goal. Keller, says Kevin Fuller. Keller, says Paul Delapina. John McKenna's thrown a swerve, but just that name makes my fucking blood boil. Andy East, Keller. John Nichols, Horn. Lewis Hardy said Ford's getting battered. Well, Ford was a very good goalkeeper. Again, it depends when you was born, doesn't it? And what eras you saw. The first era I saw was Brian Horn. He used to have quite stiff competition with another goalkeeper called Keith Brannigan. You remember him? They look very similar. They're both quite short, but both good goalkeepers. So as a very young child, I saw Horn. In my early 20s, obviously Warner. Ford later on. I was getting married and having kids around that time. I missed a few of Ford's games, I ain't going to lie. And Balkowski is brilliant, but it's harsh on Tim Carter. He's no longer with us. But yeah, Keller, Horn, Walnut, Ford. You've decided it. I put it to the vote. It's clear. I thought I was going to have to count, but I ain't got to count that. Casey Keller makes the all-time 11. Right. There we go. 5 cases of Stella. Did I spell that right? Yeah, Casey Keller's in goal. Right, that was right. Nigel Spink. John McKenna says no Nigel Spink. Someone, the Chipmeister General actually, texted me the other day and said he might be able to get me a Lions down with Nigel Spink. I love Nigel Spink. Growing up, Nigel Spink was a great goalkeeper for Aston Villa. I remember him playing for Millwall. I thought he only had come on loan for a half a season. He'd done 3 years at Millwall, Nigel Spink. I only played 40-odd games, so he's obviously a backup goalkeeper in competition. But Nigel Spink hopefully might come on Lions Lounge. Right, let's move on to the right backs. There's a problem with right backs and left backs. The problem is we've got 2 outstanding left backs, in my opinion. But one of them was right-footed. But let's start with the right. Right, no, let's start with left backs. Sorry, let's start with left backs. Dawes, Ian Dawes, Ben Thatcher, Robbie Ryan, Tony Craig. Lucas Neal wasn't a left back, mate. He was right-footed. But I'll tell you what, we'll put him as right back. Sorry, we're going to go left backs first. Left backs, Ian Dawes, Ben Thatcher, Robbie Ryan, Tony Craig. Vote. Dawes, Thatcher, Craig. All 3 votes, 3 different men. Dawes. Craig, 2 for Craig. 3 for Dawes, 3 for Craig. Wow, yeah, see, Thatcher was a brilliant player, but he was at a time at the club, but we didn't do too great. Dawsey. Craig at centre-back. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Dawes all day long. Sorry, Dan, I don't know that. Didn't know. That's all right, mate. No worries. Listen, not a problem, mate. We're all friends here. Just glad you're tuning in. How are we doing? 58 people? Yeah, see, during the season, we get a lot more than that. Lee, you're going to say it wrong again, Lee. Lee Shutter. How's Jim? Is he all right? Hope he's all right. Dawes left back. Dawes. Yeah, listen, it's looking unanimous, and I agree. Dawes was obviously a right-footed left back. Thatcher and Dawes. Thatcher. See, I thought Thatcher was tremendous for us, but Dawes was the governor. It's quite close, this one. I think Dawsey's in the lead at the minute. There's been a few votes on that, so I'll give it just another 10, 20 seconds. And then Dawes, yeah. Cush Millwall says Ian Dawes is the best left back I've seen in 55 years. I love Ian Dawes, and I agree. Shooter. Lol. Every time you see me, you tell me, and I just forget. I'm such a donut. Yeah. Ben Thatcher, tremendous talent for the club. Went on to obviously play for Man City, Spurs. Did he play for Spurs? I think he did. Wimbledon. And that was the time when I was a teenager. Obviously, Ian Dawes when I was sort of under 10 years old. But Ian Dawes, if he didn't make that vote, I was going to stick him in at right back because he has to be in it. He's brilliant. So we're going for Ian Dawes at left back. Lovely. Do we have a little look so far? There you go. You can see that on the wrong side, by the way. It's written on the left, but obviously the camera reverses things. Right. Right backs. Good shout, though, Oliver, because you said Lucas Neal, and I haven't thought of Lucas Neal. So there's 4 right backs now to choose from. And the right backs to choose from are as follows. Kenny Cunningham, Alan Dunn, Matty Lawrence, Lucas Neal. Oh, Jim's in hospital. Oh, shit. I hope he's all right, mate. Inbox me. Let me know what's going on Facebook or something. Cunningham. Lucas Neal for Joe O'Mara. See, Lucas Neal was brilliant, but I think Cunningham would have been... You're blessed to not be old enough to watch Kenny Cunningham. We sold Dennis Salmon. Sorry, Steve. Yeah, Dennis Salmon was another one that I didn't think of. Good shout, Steve Young. Cunningham, yeah. Kenny Cunningham. It's a hard one. It's very hard. Yeah, I understand what you're saying about Lucas Neal was a better player overall. Lucas Neal. Oh, Cunningham. Oh, it's tight, this one. This is tight. The thing is, Lucas Neal it wasn't a curse, but Lucas Neal could play any position, couldn't he? He could play centre mid. He could play on the right midfield. He could probably play adapts and play left back. Cunningham just before my time, yeah. It was a dark day. We sold Kenny Cunningham and John Goodman on the same day to Wimbledon, when Wimbledon was still big hitters. That was a dark day for the club. I remember that. Kenny Cunningham obviously went on to really good things after that. Sunderland did he play for? Republic of Ireland, obviously international. Oh, I tell you what. Very difficult. Very close. Very close. I'm gonna have to count might have to count them. It's so close, but I don't want to waste time counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 10. Right, it says 10 for Cunningham. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Oh, 6 for Lucas Neal. Wasn't that close? Cunningham. Right. Kenny Cunningham, the Republic of Ireland. And Millwall, right back. That's quite a fucking long name to write. Cunningham has made it as a right back. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean, look, I'll put Alan Dunny in because obviously he was a Millwall legend. He is a Millwall legend. Only ever played, well, not pretty much only ever played for Millwall his whole career. Was a brilliant servant to the club, but wasn't. He shouldn't be in an all-time 11. Let's put it that way. But fair play to Dunny because he's a very good servant to the club. Right, centre backs. Now there's a lot of centre backs here. I'll throw Tony Craig in at centre back and all. Right, I shouldn't have done because he was left back, and I've already put him in the vote, so he's got double chance. Not sure he cares anyway. Right, how are we going to break this up? It's going to be difficult to break this up because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 centre backs there. Right. So, Keith Stevens, Alan McCleary, Colin Cooper, Paul Robinson, Stuart Nethercott, Sean Hutchinson, I've put in because I think he's a great player, and Tony Craig. Rhino, McCleary, Cooper, Robinson, Nethercott, Hutchinson, Craig. I need 2 of those people. Sean Dyche, yeah. Tony Witter. You could pick 2. Yeah. Danny Shitu, again, another one. Again, Keith Stevens was a right back originally, but later on in his Mill career went to centre half. Nethercott, Colin Cooper. But Colin Cooper was better than all the others, Paul. He was unbelievable. And obviously, he went on to bigger and better things. Cooper. At the minute, it looks like it's a race between Nethercott, Cooper, and Hutchinson. Paul Robinson. It's got to be in it. Darren Ward. I did think of Darren Ward, but I didn't end up putting him in. Craig and Cooper. Right, I tell you how we're going to do this. We're going to have to break it up into 2 sections, right? So I'm going to give you a choice of 3, right? I'm going to give you a choice of 3. Sorry, bear with me. It's very, very difficult. For me, it would be again, Cooper was a fantastic player, but he didn't play that many games for the club. But again, he was a brilliant player. And it can be your favourite or it can be the best. It can be whatever you want. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Hutchinson and Craig out. Sorry. I'm going to take Hutchinson out. And I'm going to... No, actually, I'm not. I'm going to leave Hutchinson in. Right. Cool, that's fucking difficult. Keith Stevens, Alan McCleary, Stuart Nethercott. Vote. Keith Stevens, Alan McCleary, Stuart Nethercott. You can only have one of those three. Steve Wood, another great Millwall player. It's very difficult. I just need one name out of the three of Rhino, Macca, and Nethercott. Just one, and then we'll choose the other one after. Stevens, Nethercott, Rhino and Robinson, Cardi. That'd be mine as well. Nethercott, Rhino, Nethercott. Fuck's sake. I think we can. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I think McCleary's out the running, right? And I say Rhino and Nethercott through to the next round. Paul Robinson or Sean Hutchinson? Paul Robinson or Sean Hutchinson? Choose between these two now. Paul Robinson and Sean Hutchinson. Paul Robinson and Sean Hutchinson. Fucking hell. I'll tell you what, I knew he was good. I think he's brilliant, Hutchinson, but I don't know. God, it's gone literally vote for vote there so far. It's gone vote for vote. Hutchinson, Robinson. My fucking good God. Robinson or Hutchinson? So you've got to vote on in a minute. It is literally gone vote for vote. Right. Was Nethercott better than... Was Stuart Nethercott better than Hutchinson and Robinson? Was Nethercott better than Ryan... Robbo? No. Was Nethercott better than Rhino and Paul Robinson? No. Right, Nethercott's out the running. Alan McCleary's out the running. Colin Cooper, anyone? I think Colin Cooper's out the running. Right. So I've got to narrow it down now. Our final three are Paul Robinson, Keith Stevens, and Sean Hutchinson. Choose two of those three now. Rhino, Robinson, and Sean Hutchinson. I agree Cooper was technically the best, but you've got some fucking big hitting Millwall legends in there, haven't you? Stevens is in by the look of it. Who joins Keith Stevens? Paul Robinson or Sean Hutchinson? Robinson and Hutch. Robinson, Stevens and Hutch. Cooper was sold, yeah. Robbo and Hutch. Stevens and Hutch. Oh my God, this is difficult. Rhino and Hutch. Robinson. I'll tell you what, should we go three centre halves? Should we go five at the back? We can't go five at the back. Hutchinson, Robinson, Hutchinson. Rhino and Robbo. I don't know what to do. I'll be completely honest. I've planned a show to sit here and discuss Rhino and Robbo. People were saying, right, we're going to have to go with Rhino and Robbo. Yeah? But we could go Hutchinson 3-5-2. But at a minute, we've got Keller in goal, Cunningham right back, Dawes left back, Rhino and Robinson. Okay. Stevens and Robbo. Yeah, I think that's just about shaded it. Robbo. Danny says Tony Witter and Cooper it is then. Colin Cooper was brilliant, but that looks... I've gone funny in my writing because I've written the fullback's name's too big. That's iconic, that, isn't it? So far, that's iconic. It's difficult, them sucking central areas. But I'm going to have Hutch there on the back burner just in case, yeah? In case you want to go 3-5-2 away from home, like we do so often under Gary Rowett. Right, left midfielders, there's three, okay? Again, difficult. And the three midfielders, left midfielders, in my lifetime at the club, I've narrowed it down to Mark Kennedy, Kevin O'Callaghan, and Stephen Reid. Who's the best one of the three? Abu Fofana. I knew we'd get some random names thrown in here and there. Andrew Eager and Abu Fofana. We could do a worst 11 another time. We'll do another one of these and we'll do a worst 11. But Kinney, again, wasn't there as long. Played 5-5-5-5, says John McKenna. Kinney was a great talent. He wasn't on the same level as any of those three. Kevin O'Callaghan, Reedy 1, Reedy 2, Kennedy 2, Kennedy 3, Kennedy 4, Reed all day long, Kennedy, O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan was quality. But again, that was late 80s. I was like 8 and 9. Kennedy, Reed. Chicken George. I thought was that George Lawrence when he was he a right midfielder? I still don't know why they called him Chicken George. Reed, Kennedy. Well, so far we've got, I think Kennedy's just shading it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like this is I was looking to you lot for guidance, and it's fucking got because it's a split vote, which is a good thing. Oh, Dartford Dave. They're all good players, and I've made 3 good choices, but I'm looking for you lot for guidance. Kennedy, O'Callaghan, Reed. At the minute, it's like a toss-up between Stephen Reed and Mark Kennedy. Kennedy, Thomas Smith, Kevin O'Callaghan was a great cross of the ball. And quality says Paul Delapina. It's an interesting surname. It's close between Reed and Kennedy. I should have got someone on Lions TV to count the views for me. That would have been good. Count the votes. Kennedy's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Kennedy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Stephen Reed. Kevin O'Callaghan's got Kennedy. There's another one for Kennedy. Kevin O'Callaghan hasn't got that many. 1, 2, 3. Right. Mark Kennedy makes it left mid. Listen, that's a difficult decision. Again, Reedy could fit in elsewhere, but he was primarily a left midfielder for Millwall. If you don't believe me, it's true because I interviewed him about 3 weeks ago, and that's what he told me. So Mark Kennedy goes in at left midfield, yeah? Again, difficult. I was there that night at Highbury. That was iconic for me. Stayed at my brother's house. He lived in Brixton and dropped me back to school in Welling the next morning. I was in the clock in that night. It's fucking unbelievable. I didn't go Chelsea the next round because my dad wouldn't let me. Was worried about the trouble and I was only 15. Right. Coy, you think you've had punch-ups here on the left midfielders? Get on the right midfielders. Your right midfielders' choice of 3. Paul Ifill, Jimmy Carter, Jed Wallace. Boom. That just happened. Work that one out for yourselves. Paul Ifill, Jimmy Carter, Jed Wallace. I'll be devastated if it's not Paul Ifill. But Carter, stop the vote, says Tony D. Yeah, I've seen some. I mean, I remember him obviously I was a kid, but some phenomenal performances from Jimmy Carter. Jed Wallace, I've put in again, based pretty much on this season alone. Will he be remembered as a Millwall legend in times to come? I'm not so sure. They're going toe-to-toe here as well, I feel, and Carter. A few votes for Wallace. I'll have to count them again. It's only fair way. I feel Carter. I couldn't count the centre-halves. That got out of hand. Kevin Fuller, Carter all day long. Steve Young, Carter. Danny, the bearded lady, I feel. Oliver Smile says, definitely Jed Wallace. John McKenna, power in centre mid. You've been on the Vino, John, haven't you? Right. Jed Wallace, Paul Andrews. Lee says Carter, Thomas Smith, I feel. Yeah, it's going to be fucking very difficult. I feel. Kim Grant. Kim Grant, striker. He played for Cheltenham before us, I think, didn't he? Right, let's have a look here. It's looking like at a minute. It's looking like I feel 1. I feel 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 votes for Paul Ifill so far. Down to John McKenna, right. Paul Delafina goes Carter. That's 1 for Carter. Well, I say 11 for Ifill. That's 1 for Carter. That's 2 for Carter. That's 3 for Carter. 4 for Carter. 5 for Carter. 6, 7 for Carter. 8 for Carter. 8 for Carter. 11 for Ifill so far. And Jed Wallace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Hold up, as the delivery is someone's as the delivery just turned up. 5, 6 for Wallace. Right. It is going to be Paul Ifill goes into right midfield. Okay. This is tough. I'm pleased with what it is so far, but I'm half annoyed as well because some great players have been left out. And then I think to myself to finish it all off, who gives a fuck? It's Lions TV. It's not as if it's the club's all-time 11 and they're going to kill anyone that didn't get in it. But no, it's good. I've enjoyed this so far. Right. B Line comes in with Ifill right in. Kush Millwall. And that's interesting because Kush Millwall, didn't you say earlier, Ian Dawes is the best left-back you've seen in 55 years watching Millwall, which means you would have seen Ifill and you would have seen Jimmy Carter, but you still think Jeb Wallace was better than both of those. Am I right in saying that, Kush? Right, central midfield. Right, I put 2 in for the crack. I put Etienne Verveer in and Dennis Wise. Because I'll leave Wise in. Etienne Verveer was one that intrigued me before we get onto this next section. This was one that intrigued me because back in the day, like you'd see a good player. Like we bought Colin Cooper, going back to him, from Middlesbrough. Okay. I believe we bought him from Middlesbrough for quite good money. Now, he was up that way. Middlesbrough are a bigger club, but then we signed him for some reason. He comes to London, and then after us, where did we sell Colin Cooper to? Can't remember. But can't remember. Anyway, what was I saying? Forgot what I was saying. Yes, players that left the club and then went on to worse teams. Etienne Verveer come to us, and us, what must I have been? 14, 15. I remember him being unbelievable, but I don't remember him playing many games. And then after us, as well as he did, I think he went to Aberdeen. Like, it was just weird. I don't understand it. Cooper did go to Nottingham Forest, Paul. Well done, Steve. Thanks, boys. And Stuart. Well done. Yeah, he went to Nottingham Forest after us, Colin Cooper, didn't he? But yeah, good players for some reason used to go to shit clubs. And I just threw E.T. in there because I've got memories of him, but not unbelievable memories. And I was sort of a teenager, so I thought all Millwall players were good at that age. You know what I mean? Was he as good as I remember? Etienne Verveer? He didn't play that many games, did he? It's a bit of a hazy... the over a kit against Palace, Paul. I remember that. Off the underside of the bar. Adrian Seriou, the disaster raster, as Danny Dicho told me in the Lions Lounge lockdown, they used to call him. Right, so now, I'm going to leave Wise in. Midfielders, we need 2 central midfielders. Alex Ray, Les Briley, Terry Hurlock, Tim Cahill, Jimmy Abdu. I've thrown Jimmy Abdu in for those of you who might think he deserves to be in. I personally don't. And Dennis Wise. What are we saying? Alex Ray is my all-time favourite Millwall player. This is so tough. Cahill, Ray, Cahill, Wise and Cahill. Barry and Newman, the fucking combo. My old man sort of stopped going shortly after that era, really, Millwall, when I started going with my mates, and he fucking hated him with a passion. Both them two, Ricky Newman and Bobby Bowery, and Phil Barber he hated, and Jason Van Blurk. He hates a lot of people, my old man. You might be watching. Hello, Dad, if you are. Ray and Cahill. Gerard Lavin was another one my old man fucking hated. Jason Van Blurk he couldn't stand. Yeah, Barry and Newman he hated with a passion. Cahill Ray. It's looking... it's funny enough. Wise is getting a few votes in front of Hurlock, which may say something along the lines of what sort of age group's watching this. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying that's... Danny says Barry was absolutely shit. Yes, he was. Cahill. I think this is quite easily conclusive, this. Andy May. Good player, Andy May. Another one. Played a lot of games. Played for Man City. I looked at his career the other day, actually, so I was trying to look him up. Ray and Hurlock, says Lee. Hurlock all day. Ray and Cahill. Well, look. See what we're going to do, right? I'm building a bench here for those who didn't quite make it, okay? And unfortunately, Wise was the tosser. Herlock all day, says John Nichols. Never seen Ray play, so Joe, well, we got some history lessons for you, mate. Cahill with Ray. Listen, it's conclusive. I ain't even got to check that. It is Cahill and Ray. And again, I agree. I'm not saying anything because I don't want to influence the... not everyone gives a fucking shit what I think anyway. But, right, so far, this is what we got. Casey Keller in goal. Kenny Cunningham right back. Ian Dawes left back. Keith Stevens and Paul Robinson. I nearly said Ryan Robinson. That's a mate of mine who used to play centre back. Paul Ifield right mid. Mark Kennedy left mid. Alex Ray and Tim Cahill centre mid with Terry Herlock, Sean Hutchinson and Jimmy Carter on the bench. That's our team so far, everyone. Yeah, look, we got all the we got all the technical bits and bobs on Lions TV. Look, a bit of paper rolled up to the screen, but there you go. It was a last minute thing. People are already firing in with subs here. Right, we've got a defensive sub, and we've got 2 midfielder subs. We'll complete the bench after. But now we've got to move on to the forwards, and this is just borderline fucking ridiculous. This is John McKenna says, Bob Pictures up front. I think you mean Bob Peters. I think the predictor text has done you there, John. Right, forwards, impossible. Here's your strikers. Teddy Sheringham, Tony Cascarino, Neil Harris, Steve Morrison, Lee Gregory, Richard Sadlier, Steve Claridge, Tom Elliott. Harry Kane obviously played for Millwall, not in his before his prime. Danny says 1-1-9 formation. It's too hard, isn't it? It's so hard. But Morrow and Chopper says Cush. Again, Cush been watching Millwall for 55 years. I feel Sadly was very good, but career cut short. Claridge again was good short term. And Lee Gregory, am I too favourable towards Gregory putting him in there? Scored a fucking lot of goals. Lot of goals for us. Cascarino, Teddy and Big Cass, Harris and Sads. Teddy and Harris. Overall ability, Sadly and Sheringham. All right, let's just say it this way. If you could see 2 of those up front and more for Millwall for one last time, both in their prime, who would it be? That rhymed. Right, I'm going to take out, because he hasn't had one vote. I'm going to take 2 of them out because neither of them have had a vote. And that's Steve Claridge and Lee Gregory, gone. So we're down to Sheringham, Cascarino, Harris, Morrison, Sadlier. Now, I'm not trying to influence people in any way, shape or form, but I would just point towards the amount of games, and I love Richard Sadlier, that was my favourite Lions Lounge lockdown. I'd point towards the amount of games that Sadlier played compared to the rest of them and goals he scored. Yes, he would have gone on to score a lot many more if he hadn't got injured, but he did. And in my thinking, Mill KP correctly says, yes, I'm too favourable towards Gregory. Most of his goals are in League One. It's a good point, mate. It's a very good point. Again, Sheringham and Cass did it at the top level, didn't they? Harris and Sheringham. There's no other option, says Cardi. Harris and Teddy, says Andy East. Harris and Teddy, says Daniel Young. Harris and Sheringham, says Daniel Whittle. Steve Young, Cass and Teddy. Lee says, Lee, I've stopped saying your surname because I still don't fucking know it. Well, I do know it, but I can't say it. Lee says Teddy and Harris. Harris and Ted. It's got to be done, isn't it? Harris and Sheringham. And I think Morrow and Harris. Morrow, Harris and Sheringham. If we went 3 up front, we're going to run out of players. We wanted to go 5 at the back and put Sean Hutchinson in. We can't go 3 up front as well. We'll give us 13 players. Paul Andrews had enough. He's going for a beer in the garden. Right, it's going to be Harris and Teddy, right? Who are we going to have on the bench? For a striker on the bench. Cascarino or Morrison? I'll actually say that might be not far off my Cass on the bench, Morrow on the bench. Cascarino or Morrison on the bench? Any takers? Stevie Crawford. I didn't mind Crawford. He was probably the best one. Him and Hartley with the rest of them. Morrison on the bench. Sadlier on the bench. Cascarino on the bench. Cass, Morrow. Just going to go and tit for tat, Cass and Morrow. We also need a substitute goalkeeper on the bench. Right? Or Horn. Walnut, Ford, or Horn. To be fair, I think Horn comes second in the vote earlier. So Horn's going to go on the bench along with Sean Hutchinson, along with Terry Erlock, along with Jimmy Carter and Tony Cascarino. Because they're the sort of five that come very close run things. Another shout for Jordan Archer up front. Fuck me. It'd be better than he was in goal, put it that way. Right, there you go. Don't know if you enjoyed that or not. I quite enjoyed it. And it's quite close to what I thought it would be. Just an idea that comes to me about half an hour before we went on air to talk about. And that has killed an hour. Our full-time? It's not a full-time reaction, mate. Our all-time 11, Casey Keller in goal, Kenny Cunningham right back, Ian Dawes left back, Keith Stevens and Paul Robinson centre defence, Paul Ifill right mid, Mark Kennedy left mid, Alex Ray and Tim Cahill central midfield with Teddy Sheringham and Neil Harris the club's two all-time top goal scorers up front. And on the bench, Brian Horn, Sean Hutchinson, Terry Herlock, Jimmy Carter, Tony Cascarino. 5 subs. Phil says, could you do a hardest 11? That'd be good. Joel Green says, loved it. We could do a worst 11. Yeah, we'll keep doing it. They seem to be quite enjoyable. There it is, boys and girls. Apologies. Well, it's no good to you, is it? Because you can only see it backwards. But I did write it out for what it's worth with the purple marker pen that's now all over my hands and on the inside pocket of my shorts, which are light grey, so they're fucked. But there you go. Stuart Fern says you left out Morrow. I just put it to the vote, mate, and the majority of the votes from the Lions TV people watching tonight, 41 here at the minute, so I put my head there so I could see what number was watching, my tanned head. So there you go. I enjoyed that. I'll put it up on social media so everyone can shoot pelters at me and abuse me and say I got it fucking wrong. But just for a bit of fun, I thought that was all right. Killed an hour, boys and girls, didn't it? And I hope you enjoyed it. Anything else? Lewis Hardy, legend. You just saved the day. Manager, it's got to be Doc, innit? It's got to be John Dockett, the only man ever to take us into the promised land. Kush says, I'm with you, Stuart Firm. What did Stuart say? I left Morrow out. Well, look, you can have 7 subs on the bench, can't you? So could we stick Morrow on as well? Then that gives us someone else as well. Who knows? Colin Lee. Mill KP says, Rowett will be the best soon. We'll leave the manager for now. I mean, I would say there can't be any arguments because it just has to be. Dave Tuttle managed us, didn't he? With his fucking big head. Not for long, but he did. It has to be John Dockett, the only man ever to take us to the top flight of English football for the first and only time in our history. Best chairman. I was thinking this the other day. It's a good question. John Berylson, Theo Pafitis, Reg Burr. Remember Reg Burr being our chairman for a long time. Who was the chairman in between Burr and Pafitis? Because it wasn't Pafitis straight away. And I can't remember. Anyone in the comments for a bonus point of absolutely nothing? Mule KP is adamant we'll get promoted next season. What about this season, KP? What about 1920? It's not done yet, boy. De Savary. Was it Pete? Is it De Savary or something? Was that right? Didn't his picture appear on our WhatsApp group earlier? Kush Mule says, how can it be Rowett soon? It's not his team. Which is a good point. But Peter De Savary, yeah. Peter De Savary, yeah, I remember now. Other chairman we've had? Who was a geezer before Reg Burr? And he owned a fucking car shop in the Old Kent Road. Didn't everyone go and smash it up one night? Well done, Kush, yeah. The slavery. Jeff Burnage. Was Jeff Burnage the chairman? I thought Jeff Burnage was the... no, that was Andy Ambler. Peter Mead. You said also Mead. John McKenna. That's jogged my memory of Peter Mead. Yeah, I remember him being chairman, actually. Maybe a little video, if I did a little bit of research, like a history of Millwall chairman might be a little bit of... Might be a little interesting one. Stedman was chairman before Theo. I don't really remember him. Yeah, you put it. I thought it was on the Lions TV WhatsApp group, Joe, wasn't it? You put it up. John Nichols says Savary was a tosser. Burnish took it off Theo. Okay. And he didn't ask. He sort of got passed about a bit, didn't it? Until our favourite American friend. Fucking forgot. What sort of fan channel is this? I've forgotten our fucking chairman's name. John Berylson. Forgot the chairman's name. Oh, we got to get back. We got to get back to Millwall. Just forgot our own chairman's name. There you go. Jeff Burnish was there when Steve Claridge was manager. Steve Claridge was manager for about 35 days or something like that, wasn't he? Didn't he leave his car at the airport? And he said to one of the U team players, "You're not training today. Go and get my car." And he sent him in a cab to bring his car back from the thing, and then he got sacked. But yeah, there could be another one for another night. Yeah, maybe if you've all enjoyed this, we'll do a worst 11. We could do a hardest 11. We could do a foreign 11. They're quite good. I quite enjoyed that. And I don't think I'd influence your decisions at all. I tried not to, but that's pretty much the 11 I would have picked. But there you go. Right, I think I'll leave it there. I think that was good. Good little hour just over to get back into the fold. I've enjoyed it. I'll think about it and see what we want to do going forward. Better, so I say, worst 11, foreign 11, hardest 11. Someone else said. Maybe we'll go into all those next. I'll post this up on social media tonight. This brilliantly formatted team sheet that's blowing in the fans. Fucking hot, boys and girls, isn't it? But there you go. Players back in training tomorrow. And we should be playing again before the end of next month. Behind closed doors, yes, but let's get this season done and dusted. Imagine getting promoted at Wembley. Oh, my shit. It wouldn't be worth thinking about. Please subscribe to Lions TV. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Come on, you Lions.